Hello for the 11th week in Ordinary Time. Just going to use the Gospel this week, Luke 3:36 to 50. And only two sentences in that Gospel. One, a sentence by the Pharisee, and the other, a sentence with Jesus. The Pharisee says, you'd read the Gospel, I presuppose. The Pharisee says, if this man were a prophet, he would know who and what sort of woman this is who is touching him, that she is a sinner. That's the Pharisee. Jesus, the other sentence, a little bit farther down, he says, her many sins have been forgiven because she has shown great love. Interesting. The Pharisee says, look, if he were, that's that unreal condition. If he were really a prophet, he would have known what kind of woman this is. And he certainly wouldn't let this happen. And then Jesus, who is a prophet, Jesus who does speak the mind of God, and that's what a prophet does, and Jesus who is God, so who could speak the mind of God better than God speaking? Jesus the prophet. And Jesus is not just a prophet, but for all times. Jesus is the prophet. Well, the point is, love forgives much. As he said, her many sins have been forgiven because she has shown great love. Last week I did a funeral, I think I said this, but I did a funeral of a man who was out of the church for many, many, many years. A long time ago, a priest said something to him that he quit. He's out of here. And he didn't go back to church for years and years and years. And he died. And he touched many people. Well, not only did the priest turn him off, but so did God. This man lost his grandson, and he blamed it on God. And so he had nothing to do with the religion as such. But at his funeral, his best friend, his sons, his wife, and all the other people said how a wonderful person this was, how loving, how caring, and how he did things for people. You think he went to heaven? I think so. Today's gospel, I think, says, yes, he loved much. And, at another time Jesus said in Matthew 7, I think it was, 7:21, he says, it's not what you say or your words, but it's what you do. And the one quote like this is, none of those who cry out, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of God, but only the one who does the will of my Father. Do it. Don't just talk about it. Do it. Don't just say it. Do it. That's what the woman did. That's what I like about our present Pope. It's not what he's saying. It's not what he's writing. But it's what he's doing and not doing that turns me on, gets me excited. No mitre with gold and jewels, no magnificent throne, no red shoes, no red shoes. Speaks the language of the people and talks to the people. Asks the people for them to pray for him before he gives his first papal blessing from the balcony. You remember that? I don't know about you, but that says an awful lot to me. Settling his own hotel bill when he wasn't Pope. And when he was Pope, that's what he did. He went down and paid him. It's what he does. Washing the feet of the young prisoners on Holy Thursday, and by golly, even 2 women prisoners. It's what he does. A lot of people are like the Pharisees, complaining about what he does. I don't know about you, but I love what he does. It's what he does, not what he says. Did you hear the one about the Swiss Guard? You know, the Pope doesn't live in the palatial apartments and so forth, but he lives just in the guest house there. And he's taking a walk in the Vatican Gardens one morning, and he sees one of the Swiss Guards. You know, they're his guards, and it's around lunchtime, and he starts talking to the Swiss Guard, and he says, come on in, I'll make you a sandwich. And so they go into his place there, the guest house, and he's making his own sandwich. And he tells the Swiss Guard, he says, go over there and sit down, and I'll make you a sandwich. And the Swiss Guard says, I don't sit down in the presence of the Pope. And the Pope says, I'm the Pope, sit down. And he sits down, and he makes him a sandwich. Now, I think that's good. I think that's really good. I hope this Pope keeps doing things that we say, that's Jesus, that's kindness, that's goodness, that's love, whatever. Well, the point of all this, I think, at least for me, is, what do I do? Do I listen and act out with the attitude of the Pharisee? Or do I listen and act out the attitude of Jesus? Just listen for a little bit, be quiet and still, and say, what do I do? As opposed to, what do I say? Be a great meditation. I think Jesus would love it. Love it when you do, and you do actions of love, like the woman in the gospel. Have a good day.